What is up, you guys? Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you are new here, you are definitely in the right place, but go ahead and check me out. Check this video out and then consider hitting that subscribe button. I am your girl, EVE, and this is The Eve Effect. Okay, before we jump into today's video, my hair is looking crazy because I've got like this little bulge up here of curls, and then the rest of it just falls down into this cascade. So I feel like I look crazy. I know I look crazy. My curls are just, they're kind of loosey-goosey because it was freshly washed. So there isn't like buildup to kind of keep it stuck into place. And I don't really have hairspray in my hair. So just disregard my hair, okay? So I have not done a fashion-esque video in a while, and I am really into, you know, keeping myself polished, upkept, just all the things. I like to look good. I love to dress up. I love to go out and eat, dress up. That's my favorite thing to do. So for this spring and summer, I wanted to share some of the things that I am gravitating towards. Why when I decide to film, they decide to come and cut the grass? First of all, sir, y'all are 2 days late. Like, what the hell? What the heliante? What the helly? All right, y'all, I'm sorry about the noise. Hopefully you can't hear them. I can hear, and they're loud, okay? But hopefully it's not too much of a distraction, let alone my hair being a distraction, but the show must go on, okay? So I wanna share some of the things that I am gravitating towards for this spring and summer. Now, I know there are a lot of videos out about trends for 2025, and I've said this quite a few times before. I'm not necessarily a trend kind of girl. Now, if I just happen to like something that is trending, plus, but for me, it's just whatever fits my body, my shape, and I like the way it looks on me, that's what I'm gonna go with. Now, I will say, I intended on having this video filmed a while ago, but the delay has been that I've purchased some things, quite a few things that I've had to return, mainly because they don't fit, and then a couple items that I've had to take to the tailors to get altered because my body's just in a, I don't want to call it a gray area, but it's in a transitional phase. There were a lot of things that were too big. There were some things that were too small. The things that I decided to go ahead and keep and get altered, of course, were too big. But I don't know, part of that was kind of playing with my mental, if I'm being completely transparent. You know, when you feel like you're working towards something and you know you are putting in the effort, but it doesn't necessarily correlate or show when you want it to show. So I was kind of struggling with that, but I'm human. Sometimes you get down on yourself when you don't see the results as quickly as you would hope to see them. And of course, because I am older, losing weight, honey child, or sculpting your body altogether just takes a little bit more time. So I need to be a little bit more patient and extend myself some grace there. So when they don't fit, I just need to realize that they forgot my measurements when they were producing the material, okay? So I just chalk it up to that. So anyways, because of that, I'm not gonna do like the traditional like try on haul for you. I don't think I will, but whatever I decide to do, I'm gonna pop it up here so you can see either a picture of the garment or me in the garment. So I don't have the items here with me to share with you, but you will see something of the sort right here. Okay, so the biggest trend for me that I find myself gravitating towards are sets. Yes, I know, nothing new under the sun. Sets have been around for ages, but y'all, for the longest time, I had something against matching sets. Not saying that I've never purchased matching sets before, but in my mind, I felt like a matching set was kind of a cheat. Like you couldn't really dress if all you wore was a set. What I was thinking, I have no idea. But the cheat code is a cheat code for a reason. And part of that is, why am I trying to make my job more difficult trying to dress myself instead of just putting on a set? Like, I don't understand that mentality that I had. But for whatever reason, my mind is now changed and I am gravitating hard towards matching sets. So one set that I want to share with you is one that I actually purchased last year, and I finally got a chance to wear it this year. So I will say that anything that is linkable, I will link it down below, but the things that I'm sharing with you today aren't necessarily current. I'm just sharing with you what I'm gravitating towards, what I'm into for this season. So just keep that in mind, okay? But this set I purchased from Mina Monroe. She has a clothing brand that she shares on Instagram. And so it was the color of this set that just drew me to it. So if you don't know, my favorite color is green. And this green is like a mustardy tone type green. Absolutely love it. And I thought it would be perfect for the springtime. So I finally had the opportunity to pull it out earlier this month and wear it to an event. One of my close friends, she had a speaking engagement. So it was perfect. It fit the vibe, the atmosphere perfectly. Another thing that I am pledging to myself is to wear all of my things. Again, I purchased this last year and I'm just now wearing it for the first time this year, but I was waiting on the perfect moment. And sometimes, yes, I understand you're waiting on that perfect event, that perfect space to wear your thing. But what if that perfect opportunity never happens? You kind of got to create that. So when this event came up, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make this work. And it actually was perfect. So I'm glad I finally got to wear that, and you will see it again because it was 2T. Like, I felt like it was giving what it needed to give, so it needs to give a little bit more. Okay. All right, this next set is from Steve Madden. Now, I don't own any clothing items from Steve Madden, just shoes. So when I saw this, I was a little bit intrigued. And when I tried it on, I said, oh, I could work with this. Now, I will say that I still need to take this to get altered because for whatever reason, the crotch area is crotching a little bit too much. There's a lot of extra bagginess in that area. I'm not sure what's up with the long crotches, but I definitely need to get that taken care of. And the vest for me is giving a little bit too much space, especially in the back. So I think I'm gonna get the sides taken in just so it cinches in the waist just a little bit more. But overall, as a set for the spring and summer, I think this is absolutely perfect. All right, so these next two pieces weren't necessarily meant to be a set, but let the chips fall where they may, because when you see them, they look like they go together real bad, okay? So I purchased the vest first. The vest is from Zara. One of my random Zara trips, I saw this vest, and another thing that I realized is I am into vests. At least that's what I'm gravitating towards for this season. So I saw it at Zara, I thought it was cute. I said, let me go ahead and pick it up. Just a random piece that I purchased, okay? Another thing, I don't necessarily shop for an event. I shop just in case. Like, I like to shop. I prefer to shop my closet when it's time to get dressed for something versus having to go out and always look for an outfit. So when I saw this vest, I knew it was gonna come in handy at some point or another, so I purchased it. Then on another random 2 a.m. web browsing escapade, I was on Asos and I saw these jeans. So I decided I was gonna add to cart because I like the wash on them. They were long, tall girl friendly, so of course I was gonna scoop them up. Now, these jeans did come big. I don't remember the size. I think I got these in a size 12, 10 or 12. The waist was pretty big, so I did have to get those altered. Got that back, and I came home, tried it on, and I'm just going through my closet, seeing what I have that can go with it. I saw the vest. I put the vest on. I said, hot diggity dog. I got a cute little set and I didn't even intend on doing it like this, but together, I just think it gives a vibe. And of course, denim on denim, the Canadian tuxedo, never fails. So this just so happened to be a two-piece set that worked out unintentionally, but I am here for serendipity, okay? All right, y'all, it's a couple days later. When I say the distractions were distracting that day, I had to cut filming, but no, my lawn guy actually came, rang the doorbell. We had to chat about a few things. And then my other neighbors, their lawn guys happened to come around the same time as well. So I was like, you know what? Let's just pause and we'll pick it up in a couple days. So here we are. I'm gonna finish this video. I wanna share a few more sets that I have been gravitating towards. So I think we left off with the jean set, if I'm not mistaken. The bottoms were from Asos. The top was from Zara. Now, before that particular visit to Zara, I had an earlier visit to Zara where they were just putting out this gorgeous navy blue skirt and kind of like a cardigan type of set. Chef's kiss. I absolutely loved it. And I knew immediately it was going to be a popular set. So as they're putting out the pieces, I am thinking in my head, do I want to grab the entire ensemble? Mainly because Zara is a well-known retailer and brand, and a lot of people wear their clothes. They have some good pieces. They go through bouts where quality is just piss poor, for lack of a better phrase, but here and there you'll find some great gems. And so this ensemble, I knew looking at it, it was going to be popular. So I decided, even though I like this set, I'm not going to pick up both pieces. I decided to just opt for the skirt. So I'm showing you a picture of the set, but I don't have the top. I just picked up the skirt, which is fine because this skirt is easy breezy, a perfect summer staple. I love the fringe at the bottom, but you could just pair it with a cute little white tank. For me, I wore this kind of like a cropped vest. Again, I'm in this zone of wearing vests, but this cropped vest that I got from Revolve, and I believe the brand is Super Down, but I can pair it with that top. I have another crop short sleeve top that I can pair it with. And crop for me, guys, crop for me is, I feel like, on the croppier side because I have a long torso and long legs. So crop on me really is crop. I know a lot of women don't prefer to show their midriffs. For me, it kind of just happens just because, again, I have a long torso. So I just have to make sure that I am positioning my garments in a way that it looks presentable. Even though I'm showing it to you with a cropped version of a white top, it doesn't have to be that way. You can definitely pair it with a cute little white top or even orange. Orange and blue are complementary colors, and I think that is a standout combination for the spring and summertime. But just as far as options, you don't have to buy the whole ensemble, even though I think the ensemble is super cute for me because, again, I was kind of projecting how popular that ensemble might be. I just decided to pick up the skirt and make my own little set with other things that I have in my closet. All right, so the next two pieces are another skirt and top combo, and I picked this up from Revolve, okay? Revolve is one of my favorite sites to shop off of. They have a great return policy. Shipping to me is pretty fast. I just love perusing and browsing on there and just finding fun, fresh, funky things. I really love the brand. This is, of course, not sponsored by any means, but Revolve is one of my favorites to shop online. So this two-piece set, I purchased the top in a size, I believe, 10 and the bottoms in a size 12. Got the pieces in, the bottoms were big, and I kind of already knew that I was probably gonna have to get it tailored, and of course that rang true. So I got the skirt tailored. The top came in and ended up being way too big for me. So instead of opting to get the top tailored, I just decided to size down on it. So I sent it back, and unfortunately it is currently on back order. So I am waiting for my new top piece to come in. But the bottom pieces, I did go ahead, send that off to my tailors, got it altered, and it's back, and it fits still a little bit big, but it's not as bad as it was when I first got it. I think for me, one of my biggest obstacles that I have to journey through when it comes to dressing for my body is this wagon back here that I'm dragging, okay? It's not the biggest wagon, but in proportion to my frame, my wagon kind of throws things off. So I have to work my way around it, and I'm totally okay with that. I've lived with that for my entire life, so it is what it is at this point. So it's tailored, the skirt is tailored, but there's still a bit of gapping that's happening around my waist, which it's, like I said, it's much better than it was when I first got it in. Now this two-piece is a linen set, and if you know me, you know me and linen have a love-hate relationship. Okay, I just had to come to terms with the fact that wrinklage is part of linen's DNA. Now the set together is super cute, which of course is why I decided to purchase it. But because I don't have my top in yet, I can also pair this skirt with the white top that I just spoke about with the navy skirt from Zara. I can pair that top with this skirt as well. And the great thing about sets in general is that you have options, okay? You can wear the set as a set. You can wear the pieces separately with other things in your closet. So why I was thinking sets weren't a good cheat code, I have no idea. But I am awake now. I realize the advantages of sets, and the color chocolate on chocolate
This is going to be perfect for the spring and summertime. So listen, if you find you a cute set, pick it up because you have options when it comes to your wardrobe pieces and the versatility of a set. So those are just a few of the two-piece sets that I have come across or gotten my hands on here recently, but I still have a few more that may or may not be in my cart that I am eyeing. A few from Revolve, a few others from other sites. I'll pop them up on the screen so you can take a peek into what I'm looking at currently. But outside of the two-piece sets, y'all, I find that I'm also into button downs or button ups. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but this is one example of a button down, button up top that I am just absolutely loving. Now I have the sleeves rolled up because it's an oversized top, so I'm gonna unroll this so you guys can see. I love how long and oversized the sleeves are, but the main attraction of this button down, button up top is the back. It is an open back tied concept. So when I saw it on Asos, I was like, oh yeah, I need to pick that up. So this is a cute little number that you can throw on when you're going to maybe have a day of shopping, maybe lunch on the patio, just a carefree effort, no effort type of look. And I love that about this top. I also picked up another white button down, button up top from Revolve, but I ended up sending that back because the tone in that white had a blue tinge to it. It wasn't a pure white, and I felt the quality of the material it didn't match the price point, so I ended up sending that back. But I love the concept of that button down, so if I come across anything else kind of similar to that, I will definitely pick that up. But yeah, I also came across a couple other button downs, I think from H&M, again, Zara. I know there's a lot of talk about fast fashion. I'll even go as far as to say there's a little bit of controversy when it comes to fast fashion, but like I said earlier, you can come across a gem piece if you really put in the effort when you're doing shopping or just scoping or whatever it is that you do when you go about shopping for your wardrobe. When you put in that effort, you will come across some pieces that are worth that time, effort, and money at the end of the day. But I will say that there are high, mid, and low ends when it comes to fast fashion. I know Fashion Nova is a huge and popular house, easy to pick up, trendy pieces. I don't know if you guys watched my last fashion video. I said that I would never shop on Fashion Nova again because I got back a piece that I felt like was worn and it was dirty. It was disgusting, you guys. And so as of today, I'm still standing by that. I'm not a huge fan of Fashion Nova, but I am a fan of Zara. I am a fan of Revolve. I'm a fan of sites like Farfetch. I'm a fan of sites like Essence, Net-a-Porter. I scope out all of those sites and I am looking for a deal. I want quality as well as affordability at the same time. So wherever you decide to shop, just make sure you are being true to who you are, true to your style, if you understand what your style is. And if you don't, then you have houses like your Fashion Novas to kind of explore and figure out what it is that you like or what fits your body. And then you can eventually move on up into higher, bigger brands, but with similar styles that you can find on Fashion Nova. So when I say higher and bigger brands, I'm really referring to your staple pieces in your wardrobe, your basics essentially. Because you wear these more frequently, you want to ensure that they have a bit more quality. So when I'm looking for staple pieces in my closet, I tend to gravitate towards places where I know that quality comes with the price point, if that makes sense. Now, everything that's expensive is not quality. That's where discernment and just being a little bit investigative when it comes to shopping around for items, that's where that kicks in. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. But yeah, those are just a few of the pieces that I wanted to share for today. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful to you in some way, form, or fashion. If so, go ahead and give me a like on this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And girl or guy, until the next time, I will definitely see you on